What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Dream Daddy. Last time we hung out with Robert, and we went on a little whittling date out in the woods at night. It was pretty uneventful, and then it got a little dark, and then it ended. So now we're gonna speak with Damien. Yes. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Damien the other day. Wonder what he's up to. I open up Dad book and start writing him a message when Amanda walks in the door. Dad, you got a letter. Is it from Grandma? No, it's from Damien. Whoa, can I see it? She hands me a piece of old parchment folded into an envelope and sealed with purple wax. That dude goes all out. I pry off the seal and unfold the letter. In the most beautiful calligraphy, the letter reads, I hope you'll find my continued correspondence endearing rather than trying. One can only hope that my use of the slower, more traditional form of communication will showcase my sincere and earnest sentiment that I greatly enjoyed our time together. I write this hastily under the warm embrace of excitement, fearful that I may misstep and speak towards something unwelcome. For now, I hope that you might forgive my boldness. I'll simply say your company's greatly occupied my thoughts. While the afternoon may have been derailed by forces unforeseen, your companionship helped a great deal, not only in the discipline of my child, but in the morale of my spirit. And for that, I thank you. That said, karate, if you'll allow me, it would mean the world to me if I could enjoy more of your time. Amanda and I both look up from the letter. Wow, he's good. So you're gonna catch a movie? I better message him on Dad book and let him know. Amanda slaps my laptop shut. You have to write him back, a real letter. But my handwriting looks like two toddlers fighting over a crayon. You have to. He wrote you a letter. That's so cool. Will you help? I need to class this up. Father, I was made for this. Here's what you do. You take little letters from different magazines and you tape them all together. Find tickets to a show that you two will like, then enclose them in the letter. That's classy. Amanda and I hop onto my laptop and peruse showtimes. He doesn't seem like a romantic comedy kind of guy. Yes. Here's one. Vampire Crusade 2? Evil Never Dies. I don't know, that sounds kind of stupid. It's a critically acclaimed exploration into the ennui of existence. It really turns the vampire trope on its head. Really? Nah, there's just lots of blood and vampire titties. Let's roll the dice. I purchase the tickets and print them out, then sit down at the table with Amanda to try drafting a nice letter. I start writing. Damien! Good morrow to you on this fine eve. Not sure if that checks out, but it looks fine to me. What's next? I must confess my amateur control of the written word. Have some faith. We're trucking along. Let them know how you're feeling. You'll find me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. Yeah. Ask him to hang out. True art takes time, Amanda. Like Bruegel's landscape with the fall of Icarus, I find myself lost in your details. Whoa. I saw it on TV. I'm not an actually intelligent person. Calling it the cinema is a classy move. Yuck. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2 Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you'll find both titillating and enjoyable. You do all that and you say, namaste. Is this okay? Amanda reads over my sloppy handwriting. You spelled his name wrong. What? Just trying to keep you on your toes. Now all you have to do is seal it and put it in his mailbox. Can I seal it with tape? That's not authentic enough. I have an idea. I'll be right back. Amanda leaves the room and returns with a candle, a lighter, and a small piece of wood. You gotta have a wax seal. She lights the candle, which starts to burn down and form a pool of melted wax. What's that other thing? Amanda pours some of the wax onto the folded letter and expertly presses the small piece of wood into it. She lets it dry for a second and pulls the wood away, revealing a hairy chest. Your sigil! A little kitten with a bow on its head. Awesome. Scrapbooking stuff always comes in clutch. Well, I guess all there is to do is deliver it to his doorstep now, huh? I thought we were getting a carrier pigeon. I already called my guy. I have a pigeon guy. Marcus has the good pigeons. Don't get your pigeons from Anthony. They're no good. I don't want to know if any of this is true. I head outside and walk over to Damien's house. I slip the letter into the slot in his door and go back home. Mission accomplished? Now we play the waiting game. The night finally rolls around, where I'm supposed to meet with Damien. The next day, he had left another beautifully crafted letter thanking me for mine and agreeing to the evening. Amanda helps me pick out a nice outfit, and I show up to the theater a little bit early. It's a chilly night and the theater is kind of crowded, but it's still nice. How do you do? I jump at the sound of his voice and turn around to see Damien right behind me. You almost gave me a heart attack. How long were you there for? Wow, that audio. Awful. I don't know, I just walked up. My apologies for frightening you. Was that thunder? Is it gonna rain soon? I didn't hear anything. What? Regardless, the hour grows close. Shall we take our seats in the cinema? I must thank you again for purchasing our tickets. Please allow me to repay the deed in Sour Patch Kids or perhaps Milk Duds? We get in line to buy snacks. As we're waiting, I hear a familiar voice behind us. My dad's here. I turn around to find Lucian standing a few feet behind us with a gaggle of other goth kids. Oh. How nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming to the theater. Glad to see you spending some quality time with your friends. Whatever. And what movie will you be attending tonight? My friends are making me see some kids a movie about talking animals. I don't really care. Well, I do hope you enjoy your evening. We'll be watching Vampire Crusade 2.
What?
You watching that? I thought Damien would enjoy it. Good luck with that, Dad. He rejoins his friends and I look over to Damien. Good luck with what? It's nothing. My son loves to tease. We wait in line for a little longer and Damien buys us snacks. He seems a little nervous. Wonder what's wrong. Damien and I take our seats and settle in for previews. Glancing at him, I can see that he's sweating profusely and gripping his armrest.
What?
Ah, yes, the winged creatures of the mist. I fear them not, for I know the night as well as the... I'm so excited for this film. I'm a devoted patron of the arts, especially the scary arts. The scarier the art, the better. Do you have a favorite horror movie? Of course I have a favorite horror movie. Mine is Halloween Town. Terrifying. Interesting. That's odd. I don't seem to remember Halloween Town being that scary. I would have expected him to bring up some sort of strange foreign horror film that I'd never heard of. Damien's knuckles are turning white. Looks like he's about to rip the armrest off. Wait a second. Are you afraid of horror movies?
What?
You must be joking. I love horror movies. The lights dim for the film. Oh my god. The quality is so bad. It's so bad. It hurts my ears and it's so bad. I apologize. I was thinking about something far scarier than this movie, which is not scary at all. We settle in as the film starts. I offer Damien some licorice and he takes one. I take note of how much his hands are shaking. The title flashes across the screen in bloody letters. Vampire Crusade. A pale man with long silver hair, glittering red eyes, and well-oiled abs sits up in a coffin. Awaken. Two more vampires slide the tops of their stone coffins onto the floor. Brother, is it time? Why are they yes, husband, but also mortal enemy. It is time. Why don't they share last names if they're all related? The three look at each other, dumbfounded as to why they have three different last names, and then to the camera. For the Vampire Crusade. This rules. The trio of vampires fly off into the night as foreboding organ music plays in the distance. I somehow get lost in the movie. As dumb as it sounded, it's actually a pretty fun flick. We get to a tense moment of the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits at a truce meeting with the general of the human army, whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. Romulus, it's good to finally meet you. General, I agree. It's good to finally blood you! Romulus leaps out and slashes the general's throat. Blood splatter. Damien screams again, reflexively grasping my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about any vampires or blood or vampiric blood. I'm terribly sorry. Damien retracts his hand and places it back in my lap. I was writing a novel in my head about blood magic and got to an extremely scary section. Damien goes back to quietly stressing out over the movie. It's kinda cute that he won't admit that he's afraid of it. I wish he'd hold my hand again. Maybe I could do something to try and make him feel more comfortable. I'll do what all dads do best. Talk during the movie. Did you notice how that guard fired 7 bullets, but his gun only holds 6 bullets? Yes, that is absolutely unforgivable. It's almost unwatchable. It's funny how it's so much easier to point out tiny mistakes in the work of others than it is to actually go create your own thing, huh? Look, that's an anachronism. The rest of the movie goes by relatively smoothly, with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the romantic comedy better. We get to the final scene of the movie where Romulus Badblood and the general's wife embrace each other in his crypt. So there's a Romulus Trueblood and a Romulus Badblood? Eh? It appears that the true Vampire Crusade was the crusade in our hearts. Romulus and the general's wife begin making out hard. What? The film fades to black, the end appears on the screen. But then it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival lover Carmilla, who watch the two from afar. Oh no, twist ending. Our bloodline has been pure for 1,000 years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman. It will only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade 3, evil must die again. More thunder, more organs, the movie fades out again, and a bloody question mark now accompanies the end. Damien and I walk out of the movie theater amidst throngs of chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise he survived the encounter. What an interesting film. While the premise admittedly struck me as pedestrian, I was intrigued by its harrowing love story and great attention to detail in regards to vampiric lore. It was pretty good. A lot more vampire titties than I thought there'd be. It was titillating. Come, the night is young. Let's take a stroll. Damien's making a point of not telling me where he's taking me. Still, I'm enjoying the walk in the cool night air. Being alone here with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded theater. Lovely night, isn't it? As lovely as the company, yes. He thinks I'm lovely. Okay, here comes the smooth response. Nice. Crushed it. We both stand there feeling a little awkward. I sure am one smooth operator. Are you getting a little hungry? We can maybe stop off and grab something to eat. Worry not, friend. I have a plan. We turn the corner and are greeted by the gates of a cemetery. What? Are we going in there? A little bit of Victorian flavor, trust me. I'm a bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead as we walk into the cemetery. Statues of angels stare down at us as we follow a path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The night lights sparkle around us. I gotta hand it to him. For being in a ceremony, this is strangely romantic. Picnicking in a graveyard's an old Victorian tradition. An appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say? I don't know if I should believe him or not. Never know with these games if they're teaching you true facts or not. With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and a picnic basket. Where were you hiding that? Under my cloak? Duh. Right. Damien unfolds the blanket and we both sit down, gazing out at the city lights. He produces a bottle of red wine and a fine selection of cheeses. In the Victorian era, there were no public art galleries, parks, or botanical gardens to speak of. Once rural graveyards became a more popular alternative to church burials, they became the only place that people could see beautiful plant life and fine sculptures. That makes sense. This is pretty nice. I have a question though. How are you so okay with being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling a scary movie?
What?
I wasn't. He sighs deeply. Okay, yes, I was extremely scared by that movie. I was not writing a book about blood magic in my head. I just have never been good at those. I just feel as if, because of how I look and act, people expect me to love horror films, so I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times. If I had known, I would have suggested another movie. It's quite all right. I did find myself enjoying this one thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separated from it. Well, it depends on your culture, because there are plenty of civilizations that have crypts and ossuaries right in town, man. To sit amongst generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in the midst of so much death brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life, to savor every second. We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night, but I actually feel very peaceful. Suddenly, it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance, I see a shadowy figure in the trees. What is that? Is that Dover omelet again? I'm not sure. It noticed us. I'm paralyzed with fear. I look to Damien for help, but he's just as afraid and transfixed as I am. I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. The creature's getting closer. It's a dog. As it finally... Oh, a Boston Terrier. As it finally comes into the light, the friendliest, dumbest little Boston Terrier I've ever seen pulls its owner towards us. The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs at his hand. Damien looks ecstatic. He ruffles the dog's fur happily. What a beautiful dog. We both look up, not expecting to see... Robert, what are you doing out here on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids. What? What? I didn't know you had a dog. This isn't my dog. I found her wandering in the street. I put a leash on her and now we're walking around this graveyard together. Hunting cryptids. Damien and I share a look. May I give her a treat? Sure. Wouldn't give her cheese though. Not to worry. Damien reaches into the depths of his cloak and procures a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? The dog laps up the treat and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur. Thanks. My absolute pleasure. Damien shakes the dog's paw. Lovely to meet you, my friend. May our paths cross again. Robert and his dog disappear into the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs. Victorians love dogs, actually. Most Victorian women of high fashion would always be accompanied by a small dog, such as a terrier or a Maltese. I think big dogs are nice too. Yeah, man, dogs are cool. I do believe we've had enough excitement for one night. What say we make our way home? Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand to help me up. I gladly take it as my knees aren't what they used to be. He packs up his picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. As we begin the walk home, I take one last look at the cemetery. It really is beautiful. Like a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep. Thank you ever so kindly for your company tonight. Damien, it was my pleasure. Karate, if you'll allow me, it would bring me great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Damien reaches into his cloak and pulls out a folded, monogrammed handkerchief. He presses it into my hand. Wow, thanks. I'm gonna wave this at passing ships.
Oh.
I approve.
Oh.
Damien shuffles his feet. I just want to say that it's rare to find someone like you. Someone who's open to my eccentricities. I don't know, man. Every dad here seems pretty friendly to me. It's nice to feel so accepted. Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. That's not my hand. Damien blushes and hastily retracts his hand. I must take my leave. Good night. Before I can say anything else, he's gone. I unlock the door and step inside. Like a whirlwind, Amanda runs from the window and plops down on the couch, trying to look nonchalant. Hey, what's up? Were you watching me from the window? No, I was just, Okay, yes. How was the movie? Lots of vampire titties. Yeah. Told you. But, as it turns out, Damien is... Wait, Amanda doesn't need to know that. I'll keep it between me and Damien. Scary cool, yep. He's so cool it's scary. Nice save. Did you know that graveyards used to be a place to throw parties? I think I'm misremembering that part. That's pretty punk. Now she's gonna go tell all her friends and she'll look dumb. Also, we saw a dog. Definitely thought it was a werewolf for a minute. How could you be so sure it wasn't a werewolf? How could you be so sure I'm not a werewolf? And how could a werewolf? Like, dog, woof. And how can I be so sure you're not a werewolf? Amanda's eyes narrow. I don't trust you. Don't you dare give me that stoner face. Nor I you. We make intense, wary eye contact for a second. Anyway, I'm calling it for the night. Don't stay up too late, will ya? I'll try not to howl at the moon past midnight. Dancing in the moonlight.
Wow, my stars, this... Never in a million moons have I had a date such as exquisite as this one.
Wow, that went on for a long time. I was starting to think that it would be the rest of the game.
Welcome. You got that.
It's been about 23 minutes, so I'm gonna end this video here. So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!